I want to make good jewellery, not jewellery which is different for the sake of different. The design and the idea still have interest for me. This year I'm honoured with an exhibition, a retrospective exhibition which is going through the country, and with a book. When I was approached, I was very reluctant. I said, there doesn't need to be a book about me. But then he convinced me and said, for better or worse, I was part of shaping the jewellery scene in New Zealand. I think one critic said I came out from Europe to introduce modernism in jewellery. I didn't even know what modernism was. And it was definitely never my intention was always in work to provide a living for me and my family. I'm a New Zealand jeweller. Goldsmith is more accurate because jeweller has more connotations which I actually don't like. I don't want to be asked about watches. What the book and the exhibition have done for me in one way is less specifically about the jewellery. It's more about me growing up. Because when I came here, I was only about 22, so I was just beyond an adolescent. And my aims in life and all, they're different to now. And all what's happened in between, I think a lot of that is reflected in in the changes in the work. So for me it's a retrospective show, and the book I think tells me about my growing up in New Zealand. I didn't know anything about New Zealand. I think tourism was not as big as it is now, and there was no ready information about New Zealand, so I had my romantic image. I thought I knew South Pacific, and Pacific sounded pretty good, and I imagined it would be a place with beaches and palm trees on the beaches. The other thing I knew about New Zealand was it had big mountains, and I was a very fanatical mountain climber. It was a big attraction here. With the language, I learned the name of my tools in German. And I brought most of my tools with me, so I know the names in German. In Dunedin we had fluxes, we had a co-op workshop, and there was a German guy working with us too. So Georg and I would call the tools in our language. If we had to order anything, we had to get a dictionary or ask somebody else. And then it ended up that actually some of the New Zealanders worked with us. They started to use the German word for the tools as well. Now I'm not in my workshop on my own now, and I don't talk with anybody about the tools. I don't use any words now. When you see a jeweller looking at somebody else's jewellery, the first thing is pick it up and turn it over. And so I could say the back of my jewellery is Swiss and the front is Kiwi. The back will conform very much to my work. I want it to be wearable, I want it to be practical wearable, I want the brooch clip, I want it to function properly. But the form in the front and the form and what it is, I think that comes entirely from here. I'm proud of aspects of New Zealand, I'm proud of aspects of Switzerland. I've been here 50 years, so I feel very much accepted here and very much acknowledged here.